this was published before 9/11, so that would mean that Togashi's some kind of time traveler. We're live. Welcome. Today we are covering the deepest deep of the iceberg, the very bottom, the pit, Togashi's abyss. Do you guys want to say anything before we start, or should we just get into it?
This is the grand finale. This is just where the most
truly
cursed images, most cursed ideas. Jesus Christ, that stutter. Just like last time. Let's just get straight into it. Let's just jump right into it.
Let's just jump right into it. But before we start, make sure to like and subscribe.
Do it.
Okay.
Please.
So I think I'm reading today. I'm super happy to read.
Today,
so,
Mr. Kuro Lines himself is going to be reading Togashi's Abyss. Yes. Everybody give a round of applause. It is an honor. For our fellow podcaster. All
right, let's start. The Peninsula. Ooh, insert some spooky music here because I have no idea what this could be referring to.
No clue. A peninsula is a piece of land that's surrounded. Is a piece of land that is surrounded by 3/4 of the borders is surrounded by water. So that's what a peninsula is. So imagine like an island. Now cut away like 1/4 of the water around the island, and that's a peninsula. All right, I think we totally just solved it there.
Well, so there's like an entry point of land that goes into like an area, and then that's the peninsula. I'm trying to imagine it. Let me just Google it.
Is there like some?
So
I'm pulling out the map for the Hunter x Hunter universe that I have.
Yeah, like if there's
place really or
something.
There's really no. Yeah. Do you think if this might be referencing a Dark Continent location? Because that's the only
Perhaps,
thing I can think.
We could take a look at that Dark Continent image that pops up when Jing mentions it. Like the world is much bigger than you think it is, or whatever. And then there's that big spread.
I don't think it's representing Lake Mobius.
Yeah.
That Lake Mobius is certainly a mystery, but it's not. It is. If you've read the manga, then you definitely know what Lake Mobius is. Also, considering how it's a lake, it would be weird if, let's say Lake Mobius was like inland. How would it be a peninsula if it was a lake?
Wouldn't work, no. But yeah, it has to be probably something to do with the human world, or like. Yeah, I mean, it can be anything else. I mean, Dark Continent stuff is really pure speculation.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe they do know something more than us. It's Togashi's Abyss after all.
Yeah, maybe a fellow iceberg diver could give us a hint as to what this could be talking about. Because I think we're all lost here. Google's not giving me anything, so I think we should just move on.
Yes. I am concerned that the majority of things listed here is just like total shitpost status, and that it might not even be anything that you have to actually think about. It's not anything really grounded in the actual series, but it's just a shitpost. So we should just be wary of that.
I appreciate you bringing that up because I think that's good foreshadowing, or like a good way to kind of set the tone for the rest of the episode. Because these could just be like really, really bad. So onwards, Gon's Adventures in Wonderland.
Okay, so I've taken the time to actually look this up, and if you guys couldn't guess this is a fan fiction. Little did you know, this is a total fan fiction, and there's two different versions. There's one That's on fanfiction.net, which is rather short. I think it's only the first chapter. But then there's one on Amino Apps, where someone with the username Silva Zoldyck with glittery, so obviously it's the real Silva Zoldyck, let's be honest here. And then it was actually for a competition called the Fairy Tale Challenge, in which it was essentially Alice in Wonderland, but Hunter x Hunter themed, with Gon being essentially like Alice.
Sounds awesome.
I'll probably just have it scrolling on screen, but I'll probably leave it in the link in the description if anybody dares read this, because I'm just looking through this and it's not that bad. Like it could be worse. Like I've read definitely much worse. So
you mean it's pretty
I think this
nice.
Is yeah. It's actually I mean, you always have to be wary of fan fiction because it can always get very bad very quickly.
Well, shout out to the creator. Is there a name that you can mention here? Or
Silva Zoldyck with glittery.
Oh, yeah, right. Letters. Yeah, shout out Silva Zoldyck with an E.
Yeah, with glittery. Silva Zoldyck, yeah. So
well,
I'll show it on screen, obviously.
But do you think this is referring directly to that fanfic, or is it something else? Is it like...
I can't think of anything else what it would be.
Maybe
it's like some fan art with like a Hunter themed Alice in Wonderland.
But for me, this thing kind of like says it's like kind of mirroring Gon's like journey as like a journey in Wonderland kind of thing. Like this creepy kind of feeling that Gon is in some again kind of like this dream sequence kind of thing. Gon is just in like
just a dream, guys.
Rabbit.
That's
it's just a dream. Forehead.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that theme also can fit into the fan fiction that I found, but that's definitely also a valid point. I just typed it into Google first thing because everything here is probably.
It's interesting. There is a mashup. It's a fun idea.
Right.
Yeah, it is a fun idea.
This person actually drew really good art as well for it.
Cool.
They have good art.
I'll have to check it out. I'm interested. Yeah. When I first read this, I thought it may be referring to like some kind of like it resembles Alice in Wonderland in some way, but I'm not sure how correct that is. I haven't seen Alice in Wonderland. I just know it's a very popular media.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm lost on this one as well. So, I'm ready to move on.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. Dark Continent, North and South volumes. So, a third and fourth volume.
Yeah.
I think this is a meme. Like, this is like, well, if there's east and west, there must be north and south, right? But
would you say it's a soy Wojak meme, Koga?
Yeah, a little.
Carolines.
A little. Because I think the way that you can break the Dark Continent down is just like in half, basically. And then that's an east and west. Basically, like, the two ends. There doesn't need to be a north and south. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Don was working on a north and south, but it's like unnecessary. Like yeah, it doesn't need to be a thing.
We also need
for it to make sense.
Southeast guide and
oh yeah, you have to do the other four directions. You can't just include the cardinal directions. God forbid.
Yeah, you can keep breaking it down.
North.
At that point, guide. It'd just be dojins of the Explorer's Guide. Anyway, do you guys have anything to say on this, or should we just move on?
Yeah, nothing comes to mind, really. I mean,
oh, well, hold on. I just thought about it in a different way. What if north is referring to like the sky, and south is referring to underground?
Shit.
Like perhaps it's oriented kind of like that.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make much sense because you use it to navigate land in in
But
the
who knows
what would you say?
about like the laws of physics in the dark continent anymore?
Oh yeah, well, yeah. There's that. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
It's just a little
Right.
meme. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm ready to keep moving.
let's do it.
Okay.
This next one is the reason
Hisoka's-
why Curoline's wanted to read this one.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I got this tier. Don't worry. Hisoka dick size confirmed. So
Confirmed.
this is referring to the legendary Reddit thread that talks about that calculates Hisoka's dick size using using the panels in the manga. In the scene in Greed Island where they accompany, I think it's accompany to Hisoka, and is standing naked in the lake. They were able to use that scene to calculate his penis size, and let's just say he's above average.
Would you? All right. Are you a fan of this
I won't spoil
Reddit thread?
anything. I am a huge fan. I love threads like this. It's way better than which character would win type threads.
Yeah, for sure.
It maybe even beats out fan art threads. I love to see this kind of thing. It's it's always a treat.
I mean, it's
I won't spoil the exact measurements. I'll let you Reddit explorers go find it yourself. It should be pretty easy.
I probably am just gonna show it
a
on
great
screen,
addition.
But yeah, I'll just do
I don't
something
think
with.
you could do that on YouTube.
I think we can get away with it. I mean, it's just words. It's not like bots can read or anything like that. Obviously, guys.
Monka.
It's not like YouTube would care anyway. So, all right.
Anyway,
I think we should move on.
Yeah, we should. Gustav Moral's last hint.
So, for those who don't know,
So-
Gustave Moreau is a famous French artist who had several different types of art throughout his life, like symbolism, romanticism, and modern art. This is just what I'm reading from Wikipedia because I do not know anything about him. But I think it's representing how he's painted a lot of famous paintings and such. Togashi, based off of how he has done some of the volume covers, for example, the volume 20s, the one where the royal guards are like the Christianity volume.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like the one where that one. I think that's volume 27,
28.
28. Oh yeah. So I think that's also been influenced. He also influenced some of the imagery for, let's say, Crollo and Hisoka's fight, according to this Reddit thread that talks about it, because apparently it was a theory on some Japanese forums about it. So
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt Togashi would do something like this. So I think this has like a lot of basis in reality, and it's actually a good addition to the iceberg. Finally. Yeah, we've seen Togashi has a lot of appreciation for great works of art. He likes to include them in different ways. I think he included something devouring his son in the recent Succession War arc. I think that was a pretty big symbolic inclusion, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was going deeper like this. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess we should link that Reddit thread for people to go read through because it's an interesting read for sure.
yes, I will. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling. Let's see. 1999 seiyus are one person. So I haven't seen the full 1999 version. So I can't comment on this one.
I totally forgot who it is.
I don't know who it is either. So
Guess we're moving on.
we're leaving this one to the commenters. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough. You guys have got to have something. All right. Post-modular conjuration. In parentheses, proceed with caution.
Yay.
Ooh, spooky.
Post-modular. So after being modular and
Yeah. So modular means of relating to or based on a module. So it's something after that, obviously.
so how does that work? You're conjuring modules or okay.
A module is usually
let's think about
a
this.
standard. So a module is usually a standard of measurement according to Merriam-Webster. So it's also can be defined as any in a series of standardized units for use together, such as a unit of furniture, architecture, an educational unit, which covers a single subject topic.
Yeah, it's like it's a fucking module. I don't know how else to say it.
I'm just drawing
It's
a
a
blank
module.
I think that this iceberg has totally just fried my brain at this point. It's I don't know why I'm having such a troubled time with this. Usually I'm better at this kind of stuff.
How do you conjure a module?
You conjure space.
You can conjure space.
I think it's referring to like a module as like a part of something bigger.
Yeah.
So just like a section of a building, for instance.
Yeah. Is this what Nov is doing? Is he conjuring modules?
Nov has his own basically he's created his own quote unquote Nen dimension.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what Nov is doing.
No.
He's created like
Nov
a
is a bit
space
different.
but where? Somewhere. But
I'm a little lost on what the post means exactly. Like, I think I would need the exact definition of what post-modular would mean.
I'm even confused at what
proceed with caution.
modular means, like in terms of conjuration.
It's weird. It's weird because when I look this up, it comes up with a Reddit thread that's called Theories About General Conjuration and Manipulation Training. So, really, and then based on the comments of this thread, it's essentially where manipulation and conjuration are similar in their ways of training, in theory. So it's weird about... It's just the term post-module. I think that's throwing this off a little bit. I think if it was substituted for a different term, it would be easier to think about or to theorize about it, I should say. Post-modular conjuration.
I think this is why it said to proceed with caution. You're never gonna find the answer.
It's gonna fry our brains.
Yeah, gone. This is we're all just confused. Gone. Steam is coming out of our ears.
True.
Yeah, my brain can't compute this.
Clearly, we're just. If there's any 5 heads in the comments that want to explain this, please go ahead. We welcome with you.
Yes, please help us.
Yeah, please do so. Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Yep.
And just a heads up, this tier is a lot smaller than the other tiers, so we're gonna get through this one pretty quick.
Yes. If it should still take a bit of time though, so I don't think we will have to substitute add in any more content. But
infinite Wren fallacy. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No,
infinite Wren fallacy.
Infinite Ren.
Yeah, so infinite Ren. Let's see. I think this is relating to how Ren can be quote unquote manipulated and such, because it's bringing lots of aura. It's bringing your aura together, right? It's enhancing and enlarging your aura. Doesn't this mean that you can technically, if you grow to an infinite size, you can have infinite Ren? I'm looking it up online, and there's no results. I mean, the first page, for example, was a couple of YouTube videos about Nen, the Hunterpedia, more different like Hunterpedia stuff. Wikipedia for a homunculus argument, and homunculus fallacy, and then who are the top 10 strongest Hunter x Hunter characters by Quora.
Thank you, Google.
Well,
actually, based on how I'm reading this, I have to save this article really quickly.
Yeah, I would guess this is something to do with all the numbers that were being introduced in the Chimera Ant arc, and that somebody who's a math whiz figured out how to kind of break the Nen system, and it's like a theory as to how Nen works, and based on the numbers, it's like unsustainable or it's like infinite, you know. That would be my guess, which is pretty interesting. Or maybe there's like a theoretical Hatsu that would allow you to produce Ren infinitely, have infinite aura.
Yeah, like they found a logic system to keep the Ren on loop or something.
Right.
Like a limitations,
interesting.
like loophole or something like that, you know?
yeah, probably a multiplier. But like, I think the existence of like an aura pool kind of negates that. It's like how fast can your aura regenerate in comparison to how fast you can use it. So yeah, I'd be interested.
It'd be interesting to write a character like that thinks he's figured like a Nen loophole or something, and then you just see him,
that would be fun.
You see him fail in the end, like, shit, how is this possible? Like, would be interesting.
Yeah, he freaking kills himself by accident. Anyway, this is another one for you geniuses in the comments. We got to rely on the geniuses for this one. But anyway, I'm ready to keep rolling.
Yeah, me too.
And this one's a pretty fun one. I like this one. Humans are Nen beasts.
I sleep. I think we've talked about
real
it
shit, actually.
Did we?
We have, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I forget the episode.
Yeah, because it's just the topic of what defines a Nen beast.
Yeah.
Like, would you say, like, what would you qualify a human as a beast? Like, it depends on how you define beast. But
I think Nen beast is the main qualifier here. So, a creature created from Nen. So it's implying that humans are created from Nen.
True. I mean, all humans do have aura. Even if the majority of them don't have the aura nodes opened, they still have aura.
I would love it to be like something in the Dark Continent that kind of like reveals humanity to be like a creation of something else, and is like they're all sustained by Nen or something. That something like that would be really, really fun for Hunter x Hunter, I think.
Right.
I'm not sure like if this is how based in like if this is just like a thought experiment, or if this is like derived from a specific point in the manga and they're like, hey, pointing to this shows that humans are Nen beasts. Like, I'd be interested to see where this theory is coming from. I would guess it's like more of just like a creative writing theory thing, but it's a fun one. I enjoy it.
yeah, what comes to my mind is something like maybe something that's behind Nen, like, and it's also behind the world of Hunter x Hunter, kind of like this semi-sentient whatever Nen being. I don't know. That's what comes to my mind. Like it's making
some
humans
Lovecraftian twist.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, Google isn't helping me out here, so yeah, I think this might just be like a fun theory that's passed around on forums, which I'm super into. I think it's a creatively charged one, and I'm into it. Anyway, let's keep rolling.
Right.
Okay, interesting. A revised Nen quantification system.
Oh shit. Is this basing
so
it?
maybe this is.
Is this like because I made a Nen quantification system once, so maybe someone has revised it.
Oh.
Maybe. I would assume this is pointing towards the initial quantification system that Knuckle explained in the Chimera Ant arc.
Right, yeah.
And then maybe there are things later on in the story that kind of point towards, hey, Togashi's kind of revised a couple of his earlier points here. And he's made some changes.
True that.
I'm not like smart or sharp enough to notice anything like that. Like I haven't really absorbed and fully understood the quantification system of Nen. Like I just appreciate the creativity of it, and that's about it. So I can't comment on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really nice for him to go deeper and actually make it like logical, because right now in the past when I made this like Nen quantification system, I was like trying to find a lot of ways to quantify every character and see how much Nen they could theoretically have, and based on Knuckles' system. But I think in the end, Togashi just wrote it for that chapter in particular, that fight in particular, not like as an actual system in the end.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
I mean,
because there's some things that just don't add up when you start to try to calculate it. Of course, we don't have real data. We have some clues as to what, how much aura someone could have, and we can try to compare at least. But it's very much based on, I guess, but
Right.
it's an educated guess at least.
I think he can get away with it with conditions and limitations, because he doesn't have to give an exact multiplier for a condition or a limitation.
Yeah, exactly.
He can just have like some base numbers that he can work with, and then kind of freestyle from that point onwards.
Yeah, and I think that's what he does.
Yeah, it's cool for us fans to have kind of like a system to work with if we're like writing or theory crafting and stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah,
it helps cement it makes it feel like more real, more realistic, right? That, okay, you can have numbers and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just looking it up on Google right now to see if I can find anything. Supposed from 4 years ago, an analysis of Hunter x Hunter's magic system and how you can use it to help your own world building.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a thread that kind of goes into it. I'll just post it in our resources.
That's kind of what we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean,
Well, are you guys ready to move on?
I think
I
so.
suppose
I
so.
mean, I could talk about this for a while, but I think we should move
If you have
on.
more to say.
I I think we should move on.
Okay. Yeah,
We
no
can keep
problem.
it for another episode.
Okay. This next one we've censored a little, but we've kind of reworded it to be safe for YouTube. Kakin Breeding Factory. I think if you can extrapolate the word from that, you'll understand.
Yeah.
If you're not slow,
But yeah,
you
this is
understand.
a pretty dark topic.
Right.
I wonder what exactly this is referring to, though.
So
Is
I
it
looked
just
this up, and the first uncensored version, so rip my browser history. But what I got was a post from a few years ago about this person just watching through Hunter x Hunter for the first time and seeing how dark of a show it is. The next one is Bo Popo. Bo Popo, if you remember him, the death row convict from Great Island, and then Great Island Chapter 161. A Know Your Meme website. Let's go. Quora with not a very good question, pretty cursed. And then Archive for Your Own, so I don't know what's on that. Favorite jaw-dropping moments from this really weird website, and then Pinterest. But the one that actually stands out is this one from a website called tvtropes.org, that is called this Nightmare Fuel Hunter x Hunter by TV Tropes. And basically, it just goes into depth into how dark of a series it is, just how there's just a lot of just nasty overall just ideas that are in this series. For instance, like it talks about Hisoka, the Phantom Troop.
It's true, yeah.
the Chimera and York New Arcs, the princes, the just everything.
And now Kakin.
The calamities, etc. So
Yeah, a lot of like you say, nasty stuff. It's Togashi.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of like pursuing these like themes.
Right. I'll just read off this very short paragraph that it has. The intro paragraph to this article is called Hunter x Hunter has been noted as being one of the darkest series to have ever been serialized in Shonen Jump, with fairly extreme content such as mass murder, including children, hundreds of extremely brutal deaths in a gritty atmosphere. It's no wonder that people are disturbed at some of the stuff Togashi has written and drawn. So
yeah.
I have a theory as to what this could be talking about. So you know how the ceremony only works with the king's bloodline, right?
Right.
What if this machine that he's building is helping him exponentially breed and to create larger ceremonies to create a more powerful Nen beast, and he's doing this with like the entire population of the black whale.
Right, yeah.
And he's using like his initial offspring to kind of fuel the machine to create a Nen beast that can then create more children of Kakin and then create a bigger ceremony and then create like this huge source of power. Like what if that is like what this is pointing towards? That's where my mind went. Just trying to like come up with something.
Yeah. And I think it's
like what could this be talking about?
I think it's the best one we got so far. I mean, otherwise, I mean, I was thinking maybe it's like a sort of thing they have in Kaking itself, not maybe on the black whale, but maybe they have some kind of breeding factory to make princess or something, like they're trying to get the best ones out or something like that. I don't know, but
I don't think it's that, because the king just likes to kind of sleep around. I guess
blood.
That's how the initial princes were born.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that doesn't include someone like Cell, who he died doing what he loved, you could say.
Yeah, there's a happy man there.
Anyway, I think we're done with this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have anything else to say,
No, I don't.
go ahead. But I'm ready to move on. All right. Nen particle symmetry, in parentheses, DC experiment 66. Okay. Bro.
Okay, so
I have no idea, but it sounds cool.
So I looked this up again, surprise, surprise, and if you look that exact phrase up, you won't get any results that are important. But if you just look up Nen particle symmetry, you will get a Reddit thread from 6 years ago that's titled "My Quantum Mechanics of Nen Limitations Theory," and then it goes into things like vowels and limitations and such. I'll show on screen, of course, and link it. But
sweet.
Yeah, like we're actually finding some gold Reddit threads right now, just from some really old threads. Why are all of like the Reddit threads that are good from like 5 years ago, if not longer?
Was it the start of the Succession War arc? The start of an arc would have a lot of hype around it, so
it started 6 years ago. So no, the Succession War started in the early 2010s to late 2000s. I'm pretty sure, because the late 2000s was the election arc, right? So I'm whenever like chapter 340 released, whenever that was. I'll just look that up right now, actually, since we're here.
Sure.
But yeah, this is a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, this is definitely can get very interesting.
This thread's got a lot of 5 heads in it.
Chapter 340 was released March 19th, 2012, and that was in Shonen Jump in volume 32. So yeah, definitely this is a few years after the beginning of the Succession War, but there's obviously it wasn't during hiatus, so
interesting. All right. Well, yeah, that's a pretty hefty topic. I don't think we can really cover it effectively. We might need to just make a unique episode about it once we've kind of, if we're even capable of like understanding the contents of that thread, because you might need some kind of education to even start to understand it.
Right.
But
or something like this, just I can't do it right now.
Yeah, especially right now. Yeah. Well, there's one more on the thread. Should we move on to the last topic? The deepest point of the iceberg.
I've theorized about this a little bit, but nothing too heavy.
Ooh.
I've looked through some threads about it, and it's a read, you could say.
Is it dank? I bet it's really dank, honestly.
When you look... Yeah, say the title so that way the viewers understand what we're talking about.
Okay, yeah. I was building some suspense. Meteor City 9/11, in parentheses, do not research.
Well, considering that Togashi's part of has been trained by the CIA and the FBI, this would all make sense now.
Yeah.
So, I mean... 9/11 was an inside job after all, so you can also consider, like I just said, he works with the FBI and CIA, it would make total sense. Like, let's be honest here.
So it was all...
Yeah, it is quite dank. Quite dank.
So, are you able to give us like a rundown on what you were researching, or is it like something you did in the past?
One of this thread, guess surprise, is from 5 years ago. I'll probably just flash it on screen and for anybody that wants to read it, and I'll also link it. But really, it basically was talking about just looking through it really quickly. Like the mass murder attack on the mafia community by Franklin and Phaeton was kind of like how a few of the Al Qaeda terrorists, committed 9/11 and such. Just a mass murder spree. The Uvugin the Requiem for Uvugin, obviously just the second attack on the Mafia. That's just like jihad, right, for Al Qaeda and other terrorist organizations from the Middle East. Both, let's say, the Phantom Troop members and Al Qaeda terrorists don't value their own lives too highly and are willing to throw it away for their cause. This is a direct quote from the Post. And then it just lists a few other similarities, but really it just...
Did you mention the Uvogins Spider number 11 and Pakunoda's Spider number 9?
Yes, actually. Yes, it did. That's the first thing. As everyone knows, Kurapika was responsible for the death of both Uvogin number 11 in the Phantom Troop and Pakunoda number 9 in the Phantom Troop. What's even more peculiar is that the York New arc takes place during September of the Hunter x Hunter world calendar, and one of the 4 locations hit during 9/11 was New York City, for those who don't know, and I don't know how to know. So it puts a point out there. Did Togashi purposely make a 9/11 reference in through Yorkshin? I can't really say. Oh, but if you think about it, right? Yorkshin, when it was originally published, was back in 2001. It was like 2000 to 2001 to 2002. Think about that. So, I mean, do I think that he directly did it, knowing Togashi? That's a possibility. And considering how Yorkshin was coming out right around the time of this, that's also a possibility. Am I a full believer in this? Not particularly, but it does raise an interesting point. So, and then it talks
there
about
is no such thing as coincidence.
Yeah, and if the post ends with, by the way, I mean no disrespect towards the victims of that horrible day. I just wanted to note this rather interesting coincidence.
And then, coincidence.
So
I think
about that.
So this was published before 9/11. So that would mean that Togashi's some kind of time traveler if he had like this type of knowledge. If this is truly a 9/11 reference.
He probably talked to George W. Bush about it.
I mean, it's totally possible.
Joke. I'm going to make that joke because it's just too funny.
Let's see. Who on Earth, if we had to guess, would have the ability to time travel? Maybe one of the most powerful nations on Earth?
So,
the US, the CIA?
Think about that.
Think about it.
And he does work for the CIA. It's as we've gone over in one of our other episodes that has been confirmed by us.
It all connects.
Exactly.
Togashi is not only part of the CIA, but also just confirmed that time travel exists.
He knew about 9/11. Just Togashi can do everything. Right? He's omnipotent, you could say. He knows everything about everything.
That he would choose to write a manga.
Yeah.
Just from writing a manga, imagine.
Yeah, it's just this deep. I mean, you know how we found enlightenment like 1 or 2 episodes ago? We have truly found enlightenment now. We actually know a lot more about what happened on that fateful day now due to this. So.
Honestly, that was a pretty great end to the iceberg. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, this is perfect.
What a great way to close it.
Wait a second. Actually, funny fact.
For sure.
Since your name is Kuro Lines, the person that posted this thread, his name is Kuro Itsuch. It has Kuro in its name. Was that you? Koga, do you have something to say to us?
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please check out our other episodes if you haven't seen them already. Have a great day, guys.
Wait a second.
Don't try to slip your way out of this one.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.